Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you all are doing well. So in today's video, I am going to be trying out this Saviland dip powder kit, and I'm just going to unbox it and then do a nail set using the products in this kit. So first of all, this Saviland dip powder kit is 100% vegan and cruelty free. It's also low odor and non-toxic, so those are really great things already. And here we can see you don't need a UV light. Your nails will be strong and durable and last up to 3 weeks, and it's high quality and an easy application, and I can definitely agree with that since I am doing the voiceover now. I've already done the nails and it was a very easy application. Then on the back of the box, it just shows you everything it comes with and some contact information and all that good stuff. So now I'm just going to unbox it and show you everything that came with the Saviland dip powder kit. Okay, so first thing, as usual, there is an instruction manual. We have 4 different liquids. So this first one is step 1, which is the base coat. And something I noticed immediately that is different from almost all the other dip powder kits I have tried are these liquid bottles are a lot bigger than most other dip powder kits. So it contains a lot more liquid. It'll last longer. So that is something I already really like about this dip powder kit. They are also plastic bottles, which doesn't bother me too much, but of course glass is always nicer. But I have yet to see dip powder kits that do have glass and not plastic. I've never seen a dip powder kit that has glass. But anyways, step 2 is the activator. And then we have step 3, which is the top coat. And then the very last bottle is not a step, which in some dip powder kits, it is a step, like they have it as step 4, which I never understood because it's technically not a step in the application process, but it is the brush saver. So if your brush gets ruined from the dip powder, because sometimes it gets all like dry and dip powder gets in the brush and stuff, you can use that to get all the dip powder out and clean your brush. I'm just doing a little overview of all of the colors in this dip powder kit. There are 20 of them, and I really like these colors. I had a hard time choosing which one I wanted to do for this nail set. There are a lot of really great colors in here. And you also want to keep in mind when choosing a dip powder color, the color is always going to end up being a little darker than how it looks in the bottle. Something I do really like is at the bottom of each dip powder color, there is a little sticker with what color the dip powder will look like on your nails. It's not 100% accurate, but it does kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what it will look like. So this is one of the colors I'm going to be using in the nail set, and you'll want to either shake up the dip powder or mix it with like a cuticle pusher or something, just to make sure it's all mixed around. And especially with the glitter ones, you want to make sure the glitter is all mixed up. Of course, you can do dip powder on your natural nails, which is what I usually do, and I have never done dip powder with full cover nail tips, so that is what I'm going to try today. I actually already applied the full cover nail tips off camera. I just have some medium almonds. If you want to see all of the nail prep and how to apply full cover nail tips, the Gel X method, I just did a video last week showing in detail how I prep my nails and how I apply Gel X nails. So if you're interested in that, I will put that in the cards. Whether you are doing dip powder nails on your natural nails or on fake nails, you will want to make sure to buff the surface of the nail. So I went ahead and did that, and now I am applying the first base coat layer. So you don't really need like a thick layer, because if you make it too thick, then that's going to make the dip powder lay onto your nail thick. But just make sure to cover your whole nail with base coat, and wherever the base coat goes, that is where the dip powder is going to go. You'll also want to work fairly quickly because the base coat does dry a little quickly. So right after you're done applying the base coat, you're going to want to apply the dip powder. And there are two ways you can apply the dip powder. I'm going to be showing you both of the ways in today's video. So for the first way, you can take a cuticle pusher like this, or just something you can scoop the dip powder with, and then just take a scoop of dip powder and pour it over your nails. Once your nail is completely covered with dip powder, you'll want to wait maybe like 15 to 20 seconds to make sure the base coat is completely dry, and then you can sweep off the excess dip powder just using a brush like this. And now we are ready for the second coat, so you're going to do the same exact steps. Apply the base coat, then pour the dip powder over the nail, making sure to get the dip powder all over the nail. And then you'll wait 15 to 20 seconds, sweep off the excess dip powder. And I actually ended up doing this 3 times. I did 3 coats of dip powder for this color just because it was pretty sheer, kind of like a jelly. But I do think it was supposed to be like that, and I do like how it turned out. So really just depending on how sheer you want it to be, you can do 1 coat if you want to, or you could do 3. I just wouldn't really recommend doing more than 3 because it can get pretty bulky if you do more than 3 coats. Here I am just doing my 3rd and final coat of dip powder for this nail. And also the good thing about doing dip powder nails over a container like this, or even just a sheet of paper, is you can pour the dip powder back into the dip powder container. Now, of course, if you were sharing this dip powder with a bunch of people, like you had a nail salon or something, you wouldn't do that, but that is something really nice, so you don't have to waste the dip powder. Now I am going to move on to the next nail. So this nail is going to be the same color as the thumbnail, and I am going to be showing you the other method of applying dip powder. So this one, you're just going to dip the nail into the dip powder, which I feel like is the most popular way of doing dip powder nails. I personally like the dipping method better. I feel like it's a little quicker, easier, and definitely a lot less messy. So basically, you're going to dip it in at an angle the best you can. I know it's kind of hard to dip it in at an angle with such a small container, and also you wouldn't really be able to do this method if you had longer nails than this, unless you had a very large container of dip powder. So that is why I wanted to show you the other method that I showed you before, because if you did have longer nails than this, you would definitely want to do the other method. So I'm just repeating those steps 2 more times to get 3 layers of the dip powder, and then we will move on to my next nail. I am going to skip over to my ring fingernail, and this nail is going to be the last nail that is this color, and then I'm going to change colors for the last 2 nails. This is the color I'm going to be using for my last 2 nails, so I'm just going to mix that up and then just do the steps I've been doing, except this time I'm only doing 2 coats because this one is a little bit more pigmented than the other one, so it's not as sheer. Before applying the activator, you're going to want to make sure that the dip powder isn't on your skin or cuticles or anything, because the activator is going to harden the dip powder. So if you accidentally get the activator on your skin and there's dip powder on your skin, then it kind of hurts and it's just not good. So I'm just taking this side of my cuticle pusher and going around my nail, making sure there's no dip powder just overlapping onto my skin or anything like that. A wooden cuticle pusher also works well for this. You can also file some dip powder if there's any overlapping onto your skin as well. So I went ahead and did both of those things. Now that that is done, I am going to take step 2, which is the activator, and apply that to all of my nails, trying my best to avoid my skin and cuticles, but also covering the whole entire nail. And the activator dries really quickly, basically instantly after applying it to the nail. Within 5 to 10 seconds, it'll be dry, so that's a good thing. You don't have to wait for it to dry to do the next step. Now that the activator is applied to all of my nails, I'm going to take my 100-180 grit file and buff all of my nails. They were already fairly smooth, like I probably could have gotten away without buffing, but to make them even more smooth, I decided to buff them and just make sure there were no lumps and the nails were completely even. After buffing them with your file, I would also recommend buffing them with a buffing block. I just completely forgot to do that though, but that just makes it even more smooth. Now I am going to do a little bit of nail art, nothing too crazy, just keeping it simple. But I don't have a lot of experience doing nail art with dip powder, so I am just going to be using gel polish for the nail art. So on my middle fingernail, I'm just going to take my white gel liner and do kind of a swirly design. I'm also going to do a pretty similar design to what I did on my middle fingernail on my pinky nail now. To finish off the nail set, I'm going to be applying my shiny top coat from Elsa. And of course, if I didn't do a gel art design on my nails, I could have just used the regular top coat from Saviland. But since I did do nail art with gel polish, I decided probably a gel top coat would be better. I really love how the nail set turned out, and I also loved that Saviland dip powder kit. It was super high quality and honestly probably my favorite dip powder kit I have tried so far. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!